Liverpool top of the Premier League and stay top of the Premier League, beating Chelsea as expected, as predicted, 2-1 at Anfield. However, there's a lot of controversy in this game. There's a lot of calls that people said they were wrong calls. There's a lot of incidents in the game. But overall, the game, I think it was balanced. I think the team that deserved the win won on the pitch. But we're here to talk about the incidents. We're here to analyze the game. See who played well. Of course, Curtis Jones and Mohamed Salah, they get a shout for an amazing performance. Gravenberch as well. And from the Chelsea side, Caicedo, I thought played very, very well. I thought Nicholas Jackson was good, especially with the goal he scored. Held his run very well. But we're here to talk about it. So if you're here now, hit that like button. Subscribe to Footy Judge More if you're new, daily content. And make sure to check out our live content that we do daily, of course, with panels. So we talk about the games, we analyze the games. So hit that like button, people. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And let's get right into it. The main incident in this game, which is something that we all have, everyone was talking about, is the penalty calls for each team. The penalty, of course, for Mohamed Salah that he dived. And it was the correct call, that it wasn't called on the pitch, and the VAR didn't even ask the referee to go check it. So that was the correct call. After this, the penalty, Levi Colwill, of course, on Curtis Jones, the penalty that was given on the pitch, and VAR absolutely said that it was the correct call. I thought that was the correct call. It's Levi Colwill panicked, kicked Curtis Jones. It was not a great moment from Levi Colwill there. He panicked because I didn't think that Curtis Jones knew where the ball was. Anyway, but the main call that everyone is talking about is the Jadon Sancho one and Trent stepping on his foot. For the first look, to be honest with you, it didn't look like it was a penalty. After a second look, and when they did the replay, I didn't think it was a penalty. But watching it from different angles now, and all the angles that people provided later, and all the replays and the still images and all the stuff, it looks like Trent Alexander-Arnold stepped on his foot when Jadon Sancho was cutting back. And if you look at this picture here, Alexander-Arnold, Trent didn't know where the ball was. So is this a robbery? Is this an error that the referees made? My judgment is yes. You're looking at this now, maybe it should have been called as a penalty. And that for some reason, VAR did not think to ask the referee to go check it. I don't know why. I'm waiting for the explanation. I'm sure they have an explanation for it. But you look at this and you think, how didn't the referee go to the VAR, go to the monitor to check it? It's actually something that is not understandable. Why? On the pitch, it didn't look like the penalty, unless they think it wasn't clear and obvious from them. It wasn't clear and obvious from the referee that they didn't need to check, of course. There is another incident that people are talking about. A lot of people are actually talking about, which is the incident, of course, the incident of the red card of Tosin, that a lot of people are saying Tosin should have seen red. And I'm just putting it out here for you. This is the incident that people are talking about. If you see the picture on your right side, of course, you can tell that on the first images where the ball was played, and at this time, Tosin was ahead of Diego Jota. But in the second image, you can see that Tosin grabbed Jota. He was the last man. And at this angle, it shows that it should have been a red card. They gave Saliba a red card yesterday in the Arsenal game against Bournemouth. Maybe this should have been treated the same. The only thing that the commentators were explaining when I was listening to them is that the angle of the ball, it wasn't going towards the ball. The ball was actually going towards the right side, towards Colwill. So I understand why they didn't give this as a red. And they stuck to the referee's decision on the pitch to have a yellow card only for Tosin, because the ball wasn't going towards the goal. The ball was actually curving and swerving towards the right side, which is away from the goal, and they thought that Levi Colwill had the opportunity to recover in this matter. This is why they didn't give the red card here. But overall, to be honest, I actually think that Chelsea looked very, very good on the pitch. The one that I want to shout is Lavia. Looked absolutely composed and looked like the best midfielder on the pitch in that first half before he was taken off. Later, of course, for Enzo Fernandez. But Lavia looked like he was amazing as well. Of course, Gravenberch, again, another top-notch performance by Gravenberch. Top-notch performance by Ryan Gravenberch in that midfield. Him and Caicedo had an absolutely intriguing battle there, and both looked very, very good. Lavia, for me, in the first half, looked like the player that was on top of everything. I know that Liverpool scored the penalty. Mohamed Salah, of course, the Egyptian king, is unstoppable. Of course, absolutely. The guy, the assist was magnificent for Curtis Jones for the second goal, of course, that Curtis Jones scored after he won the penalty in the first half, right after Chelsea scored the equalizer by Nicholas Jackson. But again, in my opinion, the game was balanced. Both teams looked good. I'm not going to fault both teams in anything other than the defensive lapses of the Chelsea defense, which is the thing that every time we sit and talk about Chelsea, we talk about this. Chelsea need a leadership, need a leader at the back. They lack leadership. Reece James actually was at fault for the second goal for Liverpool. He didn't track Curtis Jones, even though he was looking at Curtis Jones, running at him, and he chose not to track him back. And Curtis Jones at that time had a free run at the end. But Chelsea should have their head high, should hold their head high. They played very, very well away at Anfield, not a tough place. And Liverpool now are doing the steady Eddie thing. I thought at 2-1, Liverpool, the game, they have the game. I never doubted that Liverpool will absolutely lose the game. Maybe the header from Renato Vega, the cross at the end that went to Nkunku that I didn't think he was ever getting there. Nicholas Jackson, after the goal, was completely out of the picture. Pedro Neto had a couple of things. But the one that disappointed me the most today was Cole Palmer. He was completely anonymous for the majority of the game, apart from two plays. He was anonymous. He had one shot blocked by Szoboszlai. He was completely anonymous, Cole Palmer. And I want to know what you guys think in the comments about this. It's very important. Cole Palmer was anonymous. Was he marked out of the game? Was he just off it? Was it tactics from Maresca? But the rest of the team of Chelsea didn't play. Malo Gusto had a good game. I thought Levi Colwill, apart from the mistake, didn't have a bad game. Caicedo, of course. Pedro Neto, off the bench, looked way more electric than Jadon Sancho, who had a quiet game in the first half before he was subbed off at 45 minutes. But Liverpool looked good, steady Eddie, going for the title. 10 games now, 10 out of 11 games under Arne Slot. They won 7 games out of 8 in the league, 21 points out of 24. Separation between them and Arsenal, 4 points. I think they have a big chance. I have to have a chance of winning the title. They go to Arsenal next week without Saka, probably, without Saliba, without Odegaard. I think they have all the chances of winning that game and put an even bigger separation between them and Arsenal. So Liverpool in good hands under Arne Slot. Curtis Jones looked amazing today. Mohamed Salah on it. Van Dijk, fantastic. Gravenberch, amazing. Szoboszlai as well, ran his ass off on the pitch. So that is great for him. I believe that Liverpool will have a good shot of actually challenging for the title and winning it, if possible, because Man City keep leaking goals every game. Man City have kept 1 clean sheet, which is the first game of the season against Chelsea. Apart from that, every single game they conceded goals. For Liverpool, I'm not worried. For Liverpool are good. For Chelsea, I think Chelsea are on course to get what they want, which is the top 4 place. The team is improving. Team is playing well. Went to Anfield. Weren't scared. played very well tactically. I saw even in the first 20 minutes before Liverpool scored, they were the superior team, Chelsea, on the pitch. They look like the team on top. So looking good, Chelsea. Enzo Maresca looked good. Well-drilled team on the pitch. The game was balanced. Calls controversial. Were they robbed? Let me know in the comments if they were robbed. And we'll talk in the live show. Make sure to check our live show later. So hit that like button, people, if you're still here. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And I will see you guys later.